So those are important. Leadership experience, project management. Yes, yes, that is a huge part of governance, risk, and compliance, especially the G, the govern portion of governance, risk, and compliance, because what you're doing is you're helping to make sure that if you're doing a project, you're making sure that the organization, that it doesn't adversely impact other parts of other systems within your organization. You're making sure that if there's dependencies that are if there's dependencies in place, that you can still get the work done, that people are following certain rules and regulations. But also, you might have 2 or 3 different units that you have to work with. You might have to work for the ID department, and then you have to go work with the managers, and you've got to make sure everybody's in the line and on the same page. That's govern for sure. So another one is STEM. This also will help you on your GRC journey. If you have any kind of STEM degree, that's STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And the reason why I point those out, and I'm not saying you have to have a degree, okay? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it will help you greatly if on your governance, risk, and compliance journey. The reason why is because, does anybody out there have STEM degrees? Like, you have a science, technology, engineering, mathematics degree, or an IT certification, pro license? Does anybody have any of these things? And the reason why I ask, because these are the companies and organizations who are looking for people to do governance, risk, and compliance roles. A lot of times, one of the requirements that they have to have is some sort of IT certification or some type of degree, some kind of computer science or IT or information systems, or any of those kind of technical degrees is usually what they're looking for. And it's a way to validate that the person knows or is well studied in this certain field. Like, it's one of the ways that they validate. The best way is, of course, experience. But if you have a STEM degree or an IT degree or a computer degree or something like that, it's going to help you out quite a bit. IT certifications are also great. Anything like that is also good. Licenses are also going to be good. Like, if you're a nurse, you're a certified nurse practitioner or something like that, and you're in the field of you would want to leverage that license in the hospital IT. If you wanted to transition to governance, risk, and compliance, being a nurse will actually greatly help you, because that means that will show that you really know the lingo. Maybe you've messed around with Epic, a popular software in hospitals. Maybe you've messed around with medical devices. It's showing, hey, I have a lot of experience in this field. Here's what I've done. Here's my license. I'm a licensed practitioner. And so that's one of the licenses of one of many that that would help you in the GRC career field. Another thing is, of course, industry experience, which I talk about every single week. Experience is the biggest thing of all. Like, I've seen like I always say, some of my mentors had no degree, had no master's degree, had no bachelor's degree, and they were mentoring me and many others. They were just brilliant people. They just had a lot of experience under their belt, and beyond brilliant, they just had a lot of experience. So they were like the graybeards, and they were young guys. But me, I come in with all of these degrees and certifications, and then these guys had none, and they were teaching me everything I know, right? So experience is way beyond having a degree or certification. It's really, really going to help you. Understanding GRC concepts, which is kind of what you guys are doing now. You guys are following me. You're trying to learn GRC concepts. But the most important piece of this in learning GRC concepts is to understand how it affects your field. If you're in the healthcare sector, for example, you need to understand how HIPAA affects that field. If you work in Walmart and you want to be GRC, and you're like, you hate Walmart, you hate doing this stuff. But the thing is that you have to understand is Walmart has some of the best technology on earth. It's one of the richest companies on earth. If you can get in that IT department, you will know things that are the bleeding edge of what's happening right now in governance, risk, and compliance. So you might want to use the leverage of knowing the culture of Walmart and get into and know understand the GRC concepts that they're using, and then get into the back rooms of how Walmart is working. So yeah, basic IT knowledge is a must. That's another thing that I week after week I always tell people who are trying to get in this field. It's really really important you have basic IT knowledge. What is basic IT knowledge? That's understanding how networking works, how the client server model works. You don't have to know all this new stuff. You don't necessarily have to go super deep into cloud. You don't have to go super deep into AI. You don't have to go super deep into quantum computing or whatever, right? Whatever's the new thing that's happening. You have to know basics of what's being used right now. That's AI definitely is being used more and more. Understand the basics of it. Understand the basics of cloud computing. Understand the basics of operating systems. The different types of operating systems that I would know would be probably Linux and Windows, and maybe throw some Mac OS in there. Like mess around with it. You need to be able to know the command line a bit. So those are some of the basic things that you need to know about IT. Like I don't have to know super, just to give you an idea of my job. I'm not tearing computers apart. I'm not doing troubleshooting on fixing servers. I'm not troubleshooting internet working devices like routers or switches for Cisco or Juniper or whatever. But I do have to know some of the known ports, protocols, and services. And sometimes things will come up that I have to know something a little deeper. I'll do some research. I'll talk to subject matter experts to get more information. But I'm involved with so many different things as a GRC person that it would take forever to get super deep on each one of these different things. So, but I have enough knowledge of basic information technology to where when we're having a meeting, I'm not lost during discussions or whatever. So yeah, those are some of the main things that are going to help you out and in your journey for GRC. Um, Foundational requirements, basic IT knowledge, an understanding of GRC. These are things that you can gather on your own if you're trying to get into GRC, but they are a must. Like you should have a basic IT knowledge, and it's going to take you some time. If you have to take some side quests to know a little bit more, uh, I think that you should do that. And then GRC understanding whatever industry you're in, and then IT experience is going to really, really help you out. Some of the preferred background of GRC is IT experience, and another one would be project management. If you have that as a background, you are a shoe-in. You are set up nicely for governance, risk, and compliance type roles. They're looking for you right now.